We have come to the end of our deep dive into snare drum hoops. We're going to move into a bunch of other stuff. We've got some drum head shootouts to do. I think we might do tom hoops, bass drum heads. We're going to do all sorts of these kind of shootouts, but this is the last one that's focusing on the 10-lug snare drum, the aluminum snare drum. I've got Thomas Wendt here in the studio. We're going to do the same things we did last time, just swap drums in and out, get first instinct, how does the drum feel and sound, and respond from an acoustic, live gigging drummer perspective. That ride cymbal sounds good on you.
Yeah.
Is that tuning about where you would have it?
Yeah, approximately. You know, I haven't played a shallower metal drum in a long time, so it's a bit different, but it sounds good. It sounds good. To my ear, right out of the gate, it sounds a little thin, but I think that's just because I'm used to a deep
wood drum. Yeah.
But it sounds good. It's my first reaction to the overall sound. It's a little ringy, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I could play this drum on a gig, although it would take my ear a minute to kind of, you know, adjust to it because it's different than the drum I usually play. But it sounds good. Cross-stick sound is great.
So that's a die-cast hoop like you're used to.
Yep.
So that's familiar, right?
Yep.
What would you, if this drum was like on a house kit, would you do anything to it or would you just deal with it?
I mean, if I showed up and it sounded just like this, I would probably play it pretty much like this. I would probably kind of play it the way it is. I mean, that you're right. It's about sort of where I would have it tuning wise. Yeah, I don't think I would really do much to this.
Do you ever dampen snare drums?
No, never.
Okay.
Never. I never do that. But I think part of that is because the drum I play is a 6.5 wood drum with die-cast hoops. It's pretty dry.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
And you know playing straight ahead most of the time. I'm not looking for that super tight sound that some drummers look for today, which for certain styles is perfect. But for just sort of general jazz playing, I want to hear the drum. You know, I want to hear it, you know, the tone and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't do much to this if I was playing this drum on a house kit. It sounds good to my ear.
Kind of a goofy question, maybe not, but do hoops matter when you're playing brushes?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure. I mean, I think they, especially if you play with the snares off, where you really get a little bit more of the tone of the drum without the snares.
Yeah.
I'm sure it plays a role. I don't really think about that too much.
Right.
You know, myself. I mean, I'm just, if the drum is tuned well, after that it's just me getting a good sound.
Right.
If I can, you know. I don't know. I would imagine the hoop it certainly plays a role in the overall tone of the drum. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would maybe affect the feel. I'm not sure. So, do you play a lot of rim shots?
Sure.
So the hoop will be a factor in what you're doing.
And I mean that's a great sound, man. I mean that's actually I knew it would sound good, but that's actually, to my ear, that sound is actually better than what I thought it would sound. I mean, it's big, full, and it projects. It's great, man. Yeah.
So that's die-cast. We're going to just start swapping.
Cool.
So that's kind of your home base.
Okay, home base.
So the next thing, we have a 3.0 triple flange. So that's the closest to a die-cast, but it's a rolled triple flange.
Okay.
It's a heavy, you know, thick and heavy. So we have that drum. We'll put this one in. Just to see if you can feel a difference, hear a difference.
All right. That sounds great, and it sounds different than I thought it was going to sound.
Okay.
It sounds really good. Yeah, I mean, if I came to a house kit with this drum, I wouldn't touch that actually. I'm trying to verbalize what about it I like.
Yeah.
It sounds bigger and fuller than I thought it might.
Okay.
And honestly, if I had a blindfold on, I don't have hoop knowledge
Right.
the way others do, but I don't think I would have said, oh, those are triple flange.
Okay.
I don't know if I could identify that, but it sounds great.
Does
The drum sounds big.
Does it feel different than the die-cast to you, or is it?
It doesn't really feel any different. It's a little more ringy, which makes sense for triple flange, I think. Yeah. But again, not in a bad way. Sometimes I play snare drums, and I'm sure you have too, that maybe ring a little, and it can either be a good ring or a bad ring.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, ooh, yeah, sometimes it's like, you
Yeah.
know, it's just for whatever the tone. But it's a little, it has a little bit of that, but it doesn't bother me, and I'm sure playing a whole kit with a band, I wouldn't even notice any of it.
Cool.
That sounds great.
So now we're going to go to the other triple flange. So we have 1.6 steel, 2.3 steel, which is the normal one.
Okay.
So 1.6 is like the vintage style.
This one?
No, that's a 3.0. That's the heaviest.
Okay. Oh, right.
So we've got a thin vintage style 1.6, standard 2.3, and then we also have a 2.3 brass.
Oh, cool.
Or 2.5 brass.
Okay.
So we're going to swap those in and see if there's any tangible difference.
That was pleasant. That was great. Okay, so this is the thinner triple flange.
This is the vintage style, yeah.
Vintage style.
Different?
So this one, I like the overall sound a lot. And again, if this was a house kit, I probably wouldn't really change it. This one, I like the overall sound. It's a little too ringy for me. You know what I mean? But there again, with a whole kit playing with a band, I'm not really sure if it would bother me. But the drum feels good. It does feel a bit different than the other ones.
Okay.
Not in a bad way, just a different way. I like how it feels. It has a good feel. It's a little, the overall quality is good, but this one is a bit too ringy for me. But if I had to play it, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be angry.
All right. So this is what would come on any drum made today most often, 2.3 steel.
So on my Absolute kit, that's probably what is on them.
That's a good question. I was talking to Dave about that. We weren't sure if they're 3.0s or 2.3s because they might have put heavier hoops on those.
Okay, interesting. Okay. I'm shocked at just how different all these are.
Yeah, when you do them right in a row.
It's amazing. Like coming over here, I was like, this is going to be fun, but I don't know. But, man, I'm blown away by the difference. This one I like better than the vintage triple flange.
Okay.
So, again, I like the overall sound, the overall quality. This is not too ringy for me. It's got a ring, but for some reason that ring doesn't bug me quite as much. Yeah, I like these a little better than the vintage.
Do you like the 3.0 better than both of them so far? That was the first one after the die cast. You can hit it again. You want to hit it again?
Yeah, let me. I have a feeling I'm going to say yes, but let me.
All right, that's back to the 3.0.
Okay. I like that one better.
2.3.
Yeah.
All right.
To me, it's just a little bit. It's got a little bit more body to it for to my ear.
Okay.
But someone else might feel totally different.
Hey, you know what? You and Throck are on the same page.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny.
In me, under microphones, the 2.3 is my least favorite. So the
Really?
perspective of like recording versus in the room,
Yeah.
totally different.
Wow. I'm blown away at the difference. Gosh, I feel like such an idiot.
All right, this.
Of course, won't be the last time that happens.
I mean, look at what we're doing. We're playing drums with hoops. I mean, it's
I know. So this one is?
This is 2.5 solid brass.
Ooh.
So pricier, more premium. Doesn't mean it's better. Just
Top
different.
shelf.
Top shelf.
I like the sound. If I were playing this drum like this on a house kit, I actually might put just a teeny bit, like literally like a piece of tape like that big.
Yep.
Just to, like the end of that ring is a little bothersome, but the sound is great. Like it's. I like the sound. It's a little ringy for me, but not bad.
Yeah.
It's nice, and again, man, so far all these really good cross stick sound. That's got like a lot of body to it, you know. I don't feel like I have to push at all. Like I can play nice and light, and it still has a really good sound.
Do you notice any feel difference? That's the only one that's different material, so.
Actually, yeah. I kind of like
The 2.3 still?
I kind of like that a little bit better feel-wise, although this doesn't feel bad. I wouldn't play it and go like, you know.
Right.
It doesn't feel bad, but I kind of like the feel of the two. It doesn't feel bad. I like the feel of the other one. The overall sound is good. It's just a little too. It's got a little too much. But there again, it's hard to tell because I feel like in certain situations I wouldn't even maybe notice that.
Right. Louder, maybe with the big band or something. You definitely wouldn't.
Yeah. Or just, and you know, man, like certain rooms. You know, I mean, one of the things that I like about my snare drum that I play is that for me it sounds good in pretty much every room that I play in or have played in.
Which is a special drum that can do that.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. So I mean you know as well as anybody there's so many factors.
Yeah.
But overall, it's different, but it's great.
So this is you and Throck playing these and me be like bass player kind of position. Totally different experience. That is putting out a lot more sound. Like I can feel that drum physically more than the others. There's just like more
drum.
air, more just
It's taking up more frequencies, or something's happening.
I noticed when I pulled the snares up a little bit, it has meat and body to it. You know that feeling, man, when you're playing a snare drum and you're trying to get something out of it, and you feel like I got to work harder to get it.
Oh yeah,
which is a terrible feeling to have. Like playing this drum, I don't feel like I really have to work.
It's giving you a little bit more sound.
So I think that might be what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I don't know if it's louder. I don't know. We're not doing any kind of measurements, but I just noticeably felt like, whoa, the drum is hitting me more now.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
It feels and sounds great.
So 2.3 standard triple flange is still your favorite. We're going to shift over to the kind of the oddballs. We have a Slingerland stick saver 2.3, so that has like the inward turn.
I remember those.
And then we have a Gretsch style. I guess it was also a Slingerland Radio King style with the straight stick choppers. So we're going to do those next.
Okay. Man, I actually. This might be on par with the.
Yeah, we have to go back and forth to confirm.
Okay.
Let's do that. Let's do that now. Just so you can
I'm curious because it's. Wow.
All right, we're going to do a quick taste test here. The brass versus the 2.3. It is tough to remember.
I'm going to pull the snares up just a little.
Yeah, now you're in brass world. All right.
It's great though. I mean, it's not bad, but this has more body to it. It's a little fuller to my ears.
Yeah, okay.
But they're both great. They're both great.
Now, you used to play a Slingerland kit, didn't you?
I had a Slingerland Artist Custom series from the 90s.
Did it have the rollover hoops?
Yep, sure did.
Did the snare drum have them?
I did not have a snare drum with that kit.
So the original Slingerland hoops were brass.
They were?
These are steel.
Oh, okay,
So they're not exactly the same, but it's the same construction.
gotcha.
So any Slingerland drum from the 50s through whatever would have had these but brass.
Okay. I like this one. I feel like I'm not getting quite as much drum as the other two.
Yep.
But it sounds good to my ear and it feels good to play.
Okay.
I don't. It seems like it's a little more contained, which I like. But I feel like those other two, I was just getting more drum. But again, I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah.
It feels good to play. Nice cross stick sound. Not quite as good as the others, in my opinion, but not bad.
So I don't know it's the same phenomenon. We've all experienced it with this hoop. I don't know if it's just the physics of the fact that thing is, because normally they're bent out and it must make it more stable. Mm-hmm. I think this is making it all a little bit more pliable.
Interesting.
I don't know. I have to ask someone who actually makes this stuff, because we all had the same experience. It was actually like containing the drum and like quieter, like something interesting about it.
Yeah, I mean,
to me it sounds older. It sounds like an older drum.
that's a pretty good way to describe it, actually. Yeah.
It could be one of those that you're fighting against in certain situations.
In certain situations, I feel like if I was playing this drum in a relatively quiet setting, I probably would be fine with it. In other settings, I might feel like, I wish I could get a little more out. But I don't know. Yeah, it sounds good, it feels good, but yeah, I don't feel like there's quite as much drum.
There we go. Exactly the same. We're all having the same experiences.
Now this is the
This
stick
is
chopper.
the stick chopper. So it's a double flange with no upper bend.
Oh, yeah.
So it sits a little bit higher.
Yep.
It's still 2.3 millimeter thick though.
That's my least favorite so far. It sounds small to me. The drum sounds smaller, and the ring is a little bothersome. It feels okay to play. Doesn't feel bad. It feels kind of one-dimensional. Cross stick sound is nice.
But what does it do to your stick is the ultimate question.
I know. You have to play real quick. You couldn't be doing that all night. Yeah, this is probably my least. It feels like it's small and tinny to my ear.
That's what Throck said too. Yep,
Yeah, I'm not getting that fullness, you know.
I'll be curious when I try these on toms to see what it does.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be something down the road. I mean, I actually liked them in the studio because they were one-dimensional.
Oh yeah.
I was able to like get the snare to just tune to a certain thing, but.
Yeah, I mean, for brushes, if I had blindfolds on, I could probably tell you that's a shallower metal drum. It just has that tone. But it's not bad. And the brush sound, I'd be fine if playing brushes on a drum that sound like that. But I don't know, with sticks, it's a little different.
All right. Let's move on to all the single flange options. We have 2 single flange options with clips.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I don't know which one's which yet, so we're going to kind of...
Okay.
One of these is brass, one of these is steel.
Okay.
So I don't know, you don't know, we're going to see if you can tell a difference.
It's a true blindfold test.
I do know the list is over there, but
Okay.
I figured we should...
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't like that. It's not terrible, but I don't like the overtones. It's not terrible, but I'm not wild about especially the. Oh yeah. That's fine. Cross stick sound is fine. When it comes to cross stick like this, I'm sure guys that play more like R&B, backbeat music might be a little bit more particular about the cross stick sound, because that's part of the art of that playing. For somebody like me, I'm playing cross sticks on, Afro-Cuban and Brazilian stuff. And then once in a while you do the Art Blakey Morris code. No, the cross stick sound is fine. I'm not wild about the overall sound.
All right, let's just go right to the next one, then we'll talk about which is which.
Okay.
Probably won't matter. That was number 9. Okay. And now I know which is which. So.
Let me just. There we go. Wow. That's incredible, the difference.
Right? They look identical.
That's
but they're
amazing. That's much better than that one to me. That is much better than that one to my ear. Acrostic sounds fine. Yeah, I like these much better than that one.
That's the brass.
Interesting.
2.5 brass. Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
So to my ear, this, even though there's a ring to it, the ring doesn't bother me much at all. It has a fuller sound to my ear.
There we go. But still not as good as the brass triple flange.
Yeah, I think I like those better. But again, if I had to play this on a gig, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Does playing traditional grip with those clips, are you in danger of smacking them at some point?
Nah. Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So far you like the brass hoops, which is interesting.
That's interesting.
The opposite of Dave, he did not like the extra sound of the brass. I like the brass.
I like the brass. To me, the drum sounds a little just fuller. Mm-hmm. You know, like the other, you know, the steel ones are good too. It's not that I don't like them. I think, but you know, there again, like I play those Yamaha die-cast hoops. I'm so used to those. Mm-hmm. It might be just like, ooh, that's a new flavor.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
But I like it. So.
Well, we're going to get to the most extreme flavors now. The two woods.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. Now I have virtually no experience playing wood hoops on a snare.
All right then.
So this will be a.
So we're gonna do the old school one first.
Okay.
And then we'll end with the Yamaha style because you're gonna have to open up the basket.
Yeah, right, because they're
So wide.
6 inches.
So this is 5-ply maple with clips. So it's like basically like a small bass drum hoop.
Did Throck like these?
He
Probably not.
He liked the Yamaha
I'm
one
sure he
better.
liked that, yeah. I like kind of the dryness and the warmness of it. It would take me a minute to get used to the
height of it.
The height of it, but it's not a negative. That's a great sound. Wow, yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. I like it. I'm not sure what else to say about it.
Is it something you would ever use?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think I like it enough to be like, man, I got to get those for my drum.
Right,
but again, if I had to play this on a gig, I'd be fine. I don't think I would. I could get used to the height pretty quick. I think it's not bothering me. Nice. I'm curious to A/B it with.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to open up the basket.
Okay.
On that quite
Now
a bit.
I've hit a couple of these drums. But I've never played a gig on a snare drum, or even played with a band. I don't think on a snare drum like this. So. Oh Jesus.
Yeah. 20-ply maple.
Okay. We'll be back right after this commercial message. All right. like these a little bit better than those. If I had to choose, I think I might choose these, but I kind of like both of them. What I like about these a little better than those is, again, it's a little warmer, a little fuller to my ears. And the drum kind of has a slightly bigger sound, just on first hearing it. I'd be really curious to play this drum like on a gig and just sort of see, like after playing like 2 or 3 sets, like, okay, do I still like it? Do I like it better than mine? Worse? You know what I mean? Just sitting here playing it, I like it a lot. There's a warmness and sort of a fullness to it that's nice. What's interesting is like my snare drums, those Maple Customs, like we were talking before, like they're pretty dry, especially with the die cast hoops. Like they have a nice, which I like that quality. Oops, I didn't mean to. I'm not a huge fan of snare drums that have a lot of ring. Yeah. It can be fine. And in certain situations, it can actually be a good thing. But for me, overall, I like that sort of dryness on the snare drum. Plus, those drums, they have that nice sort of bark to them, you know, that projects. They're, you know, going back to the whole idea of like not having to feel like you got to work to get something out of the drum. It's like you just go, it's just there, you know. But yeah, I would love to see what the.
All right, to be continued. So let's go quickly. Your favorites, top 2. Were they still the 2.5 brass triple flange? Yeah,
I think that, and then.
I mean, diecast is your home base.
Yeah, diecast is great. I'm always for that. But yeah, the brass for those. But I also like the regular.
The 2.3 regulars.
Yep, I like those too, man. And I think as far as these go, I like both of them. I would favor these a little more than the other ones. But they were both nice. And those ones with the clips, the first one.
Nope.
But the second one was not bad. Okay. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's it. Sweet, thanks.
That was great. This was a lot of fun. I'm absolutely blown away at the difference.
Yeah, I figured you would be, because it's when you do them quick like that, it's like, whoa, now I'm really hearing it all.
Yeah, it's like tasting food.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh my gosh, you know. I knew I would hear a little difference, but I'm pretty blown away at just how big of a difference they are. So
like a sommelier, a snare hoop sommelier.
That would be you, man.
Check out the notes of olive in this one.
Yeah, there's a hint of cinnamon.
Cinnamon and nutmeg.
Man, you're truly like a drum sommelier, man. You are, man.
Pretty much. That's it for this week's episode. Once again, give us a 5-star rating, write us a review, shoot me a DM at Mike Dawson Drums or at drumfactorydirect. If you're not subscribing to us on YouTube, make sure you do so you don't miss out on the future videos that we post. If you have any requests, email drumcandypodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about any of these hoops, you can always hit me up. I can help you pick the right stuff. That's what we're here for. So have a good one, and we'll see you next time.